Let's get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Chanel Zapata, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager here at SABR. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and welcome again to the SABR community. We really want to use this time to point out some key SABR benefits and give you a tour of the website so that you can make the most out of your membership. Scott?
Hey everybody, my name is Scott Carter and I'm SABR's Executive Vice President. It's wonderful to meet all of you. I think above all, SABR is a community of like-minded baseball enthusiasts. So it's our hope that you can make some new connections here today on this meeting, expand your network and be able to share your love of baseball with other members. So we wanted to start by giving everybody a chance to quickly introduce themselves.
Oh, I think I just accidentally shut myself off.
Oh,
Oops.
you good? And I know this is always pretty painful for everybody. So we'll try to make this easy as icebreakers go and cover a topic that everybody here should be readily interested in talking about. So just when I call on you, just make sure you're unmuted and then just introduce us, tell us where you're from, and tell us who your favorite major league club is. And we'll go around the horn and just be able to make some new friends, and hopefully you guys have some new friends within SABR that you can reach out to when you need to make a connection. So I will start. Like I said, I'm Scott Carter. I am originally from Downey, California, which is just outside of LA, southeast LA County. And I grew up and still am to this day a diehard Los Angeles Dodgers fan. Don't ask me what's wrong with the Dodgers right now. I have no idea, besides the fact that we can't hit the ball, can't pitch, and can't field. So that's me. I will start with, we've got two distinguished guests on our call, so I'm going to introduce a couple of them. Mark Armour is actually our president of the SABR board, so I'm going to introduce Mark and let him say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I will be very brief to get out of the way for the stars of the show, who are the new members. But I've been in SABR a long time. And I live in Oregon now, but I grew up in New England, and I am a diehard Red Sox fan from birth. And the opposite of Scott, I have no idea what's right with the Red Sox, actually. I don't know how it's actually happening, but I'll just enjoy the ride. I've had a lot of good rides, and I've had some choppy rides, and this is just going to be another ride. But I'm always here if anybody needs anything in terms of what's great about SABR. I mean, Chanel is your go-to person, but there's a lot of potential friends in SABR for you. So I hope you stay around a while.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Next, we've got another board member here on our call tonight. So I want to introduce everybody to Allison Levin.
Hi, everybody. I am born and raised in St. Louis, so I am a diehard Cardinals fan. But during college, somehow in the middle of Iowa, at Grinnell, Iowa, I became a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. So I count them as my second team. I've got what Mark and Scott is going on both sides. I have no idea how the Cardinals are playing well and why they're doing what they're doing. And I have no idea why the Dodgers are failing to do anything I expected them to do. So I'm just sort of torn between two worlds. To echo what Mark said, I'm here if anybody has any questions. I'm all over social media. You'll probably see me constantly. So feel free to reach out if you ever need anything. Obviously, Chanel and Scott are your go-tos, but all of us on the board are more than happy to answer any questions, help you out with anything if you ever need anything.
Awesome. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Mark. Our board is always available, like they said, for any questions, as well as our staff. So feel free to use it as resources and reach out anytime you need help. Okay, so let's go around the horn. I'm just going to go in order of who I see on my screen. So Bruce McClure, you look like you're first. I want you to lead us off. Tell us where you're from and tell us who your favorite ball club is. Nope, I can't hear you. Maybe turn your mic up just a little bit. I don't think you're muted. But... Nope, can't hear you. We'll circle back to you. We'll circle back to you, Bruce. All right, let's go. Let's go to Jake. Is it Frappel?
It's Freppel.
Okay.
I live in Napoleon, Ohio, and I'm a Cleveland Indians fan. I like our pitching staff, but I fret for what is going to happen to our team once Terry Francona retires.
And solid shout out there to that to the old school Toledo Mud Hens hat. Very good, like it. All right, thanks, Jake. Let's go next to Jason Winston. Is everybody else hearing Jason on super speed?
Yeah.
Just when you, Jason, we're having some weird audio issues with you. We'll come back to you, but just when you thought you heard everything on Zoom. Let's go to Tom Marshallek.
Hi, hear me?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay, good. I'm from Warren, Ohio. That's Northeast Ohio by Youngstown. I'm in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, but I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Pirates fan. First games I ever went to was at Three Rivers Stadium in 1972, and I went to a lot of games in the 70s and 80s and 90s and here at PNC Park. So I'm a diehard Pirates guy, but I've been to quite a few Indians games too over the years since they're only an hour the other direction.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Tom. We're glad to have you. Let's go to Ms. Ann Chamberlain.
Hi, I'm Ann Chamberlain. I'm from actually Brantford, Ontario, Canada. You think I'd be a Blue Jays fan, but actually I'm more into watching Inter-County Baseball League, which is an old amateur league, been around since 1919. So, but if I have to have a major league team, it will be the Blue Jays.
Very cool. Very cool. See, we're international on this call and in all things. So we're lucky to have you, Ann. Thanks for being here tonight. Let's go to Chris Simser.
All right, thank you. Chris Simser, I'm from Atlanta, native Atlantan, which is pretty unusual for people you meet in Atlanta, but so I'm a Braves fan. I've been a kind of long suffering, frustrated Braves fan, but we'll see how they do this year. Got some bad news on Soroka today, so we'll see how things go, but looking forward to being part of the group.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Yeah, I think the injury bug is getting everybody this year for some crazy reason. So let's go to Mr. David Paulson. Oh, you're muted, David. Nope.
Okay.
There you are.
Okay. I was born in Baltimore, but I grew up in Washington, D.C. And my favorite team is the 2019 World Champion Washington Nationals.
Very good. Very good. Thanks for joining us today, David. Let's go to Chuck Perber now.
Good evening. I was raised in Janesville, Wisconsin. I started out as a Milwaukee Braves fan. That dates me quite a bit. And thank you, Chris, for stealing our team back in 1967. I am now a Milwaukee Brewers fan, and we're one of the few teams that have yet to win a World Series. So we're not going to do it this year because we have great pitching, but absolutely no hitting.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Chuck. We're glad to have you. Let's see. Up next, let's go to Kenneth Rosenblum.
Okay, unmuted. I think I got it right.
You're good. You're good to
go. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Despite my deceptively youthful appearance, I attended games at Ebbets Field I am forever bleeding Brooklyn Dodger blue, not that O'Malley thing in Chavez Ravine. And currently, let's go Mets. And by the way, thank you for the leadership for setting this up. It's a great idea and really looking forward to renewing acquaintances.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're lucky to have you. Let's go to Carl Owens.
I live in Richmond, Texas, which is near the Houston area. It's in the Houston area. And I was born in New Jersey, and I'm a Los Angeles Dodger fan, and I'm
Yes.
still celebrating the championship.
Me too. Love it. Love it, Carl. Thank you. Okay, Brad Benedict, you're up next.
I'm Brad Benedict. I'm up in Calgary, Mike Soroka territory. So unfortunately, that is the first I heard that news when you said that. So I am devastated. I just Googled it while I'm sitting here.
Oh no.
That's horrible. Growing up, I'm an Orioles fan lifelong. But since they haven't been good for a while, I've jumped on the Braves bandwagon with the Canadian Soroka and the honorary Canadian Freddie Freeman. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Let's go to Rob Watts.
Hey, everybody. I live in Lexington, South Carolina, just outside of Columbia. As a guy of the South, I obviously grew up a big Braves fan, but I have the interesting thing of getting home after school, and WGN would have the Cubs playing, go home at night and watch TBS, watch the Braves. So my first love was the Braves, but my overall favorite team of all time is definitely the Cubs.
We wouldn't be one of these calls without at least one Cubs fan or one Red Sox fan. So they're everywhere.
There you go.
There you go. Thanks, Rob. All right, let's go to Laura Simmons Larson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks.
Hi, welcome.
I am from Milwaukee, and I guess I would say that before anything, I'm a baseball fan, but I am, yes, I am a Brewers fan and a little bit concerned, although it's early, right? So
A lot of baseball left. A lot of baseball left.
So
Awesome.
nice to be here. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Okay, I think the last two that we just had somebody join us, but let's go back to Bruce McClure and see if we can figure out our audio for Bruce and Jason.
Thank you, Scott. Can you hear me?
Hey,
now?
there you are.
Oh, look at that. It's a new machine. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm actually from West Hartford, Connecticut. Chanel's laughing at me. Thanks, Chanel. I appreciate that. Yeah. From Connecticut, from West Hartford, Connecticut, not too far from the intersection of Yankees, Mets, and Red Sox territory. So you gotta tread lightly around here. But looking very forward to working with everybody. If anybody needs anything, if anybody wants to talk baseball or worm their way around the websites and such, get in touch with me in the community. You can always find me on Facebook too.
Awesome. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, let's go back to Jason Winston.
Okay, how's the audio?
Yes, I don't know. Your last time around was kind of entertaining, but
I have had that once or twice on my computer, and I apologize. But fortunately, I had the laptop right here. I could fire it up, so
awesome.
Wasn't far. So I am in Southern California in Riverside, and I grew up in LA as a Dodger fan. My dad was born in Brooklyn and grew up in that environment. So it's several generations deep for us. So across the country.
Cool. Very cool.
I was a Sabre member in the 90s, and somehow I dropped off. I don't even remember how that happened. So I've been listening to the Sabre casts, and I got excited about it again, and so I decided to jump back in. So
awesome. Well, welcome back. We'll make sure we tell Rob Nair that you brought him back to the fold. So appreciate you joining again. And it looks like we got one more new member that just joined us. So hi, Jenna. I see you. Well, it's real easy to just tell us where you're from and your favorite baseball club, and that's it.
Hi, yeah, I'm from New City, New York, a suburb of New York City, and I'm a Yankee fan my whole life.
Awesome. Well, I think, was that our first Yankee? Are you our first Yankee fan today? Until we get to Chanel?
This is
Wow.
this is gonna be the first time that the Dodgers beat the Yankees in one of these things.
It's gonna be the first and last time.
Never.
Awesome.
Hey
Thank you,
guys,
Jenna.
Chanel Zapata over here. I was born and raised in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So if you hear a little bit of the accent, that's why. And like Scott and Allison said, my favorite team is the New York Yankees. Let's see. So now we're gonna go ahead and pivot, and I'm gonna share my screen so that you guys can see how to log into your Saver profile. Just give me 1 second. Can you guys see this? Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do first is go into our website, saver.org, and click the member login on this right-hand side. Once you're there, it's going to take you to a new tab called Members Hub. And under Members Home, we can click the Learn More. And you can sign in using your credentials. Remember that your credentials or your username is always your full email address. So right here, and then your password. You can click Remember Me, and then you sign in. We go a little bit down, and we click on Profile, and we're right here. So in your profile, you have the opportunity to change your contact information right here. Oh, sorry, my Zoom is in the way. If you click right here on Edit, where it has the pencil, and you can also see if you choose to receive your publications electronically or not. And let's see. Sorry, I'm like clicking all these things at one time. Perfect. So the next thing that I wanted to show you was our directory, which is right here. So that's a really good way of meeting new people. And in the directory, you can search by keyword over here, by research committee or chapter, and by country. So if you're like me and you're interested in international players, sorry, I couldn't spell right there, you can hit search. And the people that are gonna populate here are people that are either subject matter experts on that or are interested. Let's see. And the next thing I want to talk about, it's going to be our chapters or groups. And you click right there. And in your chapter, so you have a primary chapter, and most of the times that is where you're physically located in. However, you can be in however many chapters you want to be. And it's really easy to just add chapters. So you're going to go right here to your available groups, and you can click on Join Group and hit OK. And you're part of the chapter. And let's see. The other thing I wanted to show you before I pass the baton to Scott is how to see event registration and invoices. So you can go to this drop-down menu under your name and click Invoices. And if you want to see what membership type you have, you go up and click Membership, and right here you can have it. If you want to see how many events have you registered, you can see them right here, other invoices, and donation history. So now, Scott, up to you.
All right, I'm going to try not to talk too fast. I have a problem with talking too fast, so if I'm talking too fast, tell me to slow down. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now, since that's what we do in Zoom. All right, are we good? Did everybody see my screen? Thumbs up. Okay, cool. First thing I'm going to show you is our weekly email newsletter, which is called This Week in Saber. So it's one of the easiest ways to keep in the know with all things Saber is reading that weekly email newsletter. So it'll arrive in your inbox to your specified email address every Friday afternoon, probably around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock our time here in Phoenix. You can set your watch by it. It's going to be delivered to you on time on Friday afternoon every week. So be on the lookout for it. It's a fantastic look inside the organization. It's really an exhaustive newsletter that gives you all the information about what's going on in and around Saber. So Keep an eye out for that. Again, it's called This Week in Saber. If you miss a week, or if you're new like you guys are and gals are, and you want to go back and read old copies of the newsletter, we have them all archived on the website. So if you're on the homepage, saber.org, head over here to latest news. You can click on that. Scroll down to, here's another shout out for our Sabercast. If you ever want to check out what Jason's into, listen to our podcast with Rod Nyer. But down here in this section right here is our newsletter, This Week in Saber. So you can see we've got archived every edition. So let's look at last week's edition of This Week in Saber so you can kind of get an idea of what is in each newsletter every week. First, we'll always lead off with the news of the day. What's the most important thing that's happening in Saber this week? So last week, we actually finalized our election for our board of directors. So we can see here that Mark was reelected as Saber's president. Otherwise, this would probably be a pretty awkward meeting to have him involved with. But we're happy that Mark was reelected, so he's here with us today. But you can actually see, and all Saber members have an opportunity to vote in our annual board of directors meeting, so we can see the results there. As we scroll down, some more great news. We just finished up our 19th Century Baseball conference a few weeks ago, and there's some wrap up information there. Chanel and I do every month. We've started a new series called our Member Benefit Spotlights, where we call out specific benefits that members can take advantage of that you might not know about, or that we want to make sure that we highlight. So here's a video that you can watch on our Baseball Research Journal and National Pastime publications. And we'll scroll down, we'll look at a few other things. We're in the middle of a donation campaign for what's just called our Future 50 campaign that's raising money for Saber's next 50 years of baseball research. If you're interested in donating to the organization, here's a list of donors. I'll scroll down, some other good stuff here. Here's a great section. These are all of the virtual events within the world of Saber. So one of the blessings, I guess you could say, of the pandemic is that we have been able to connect in a way that we've never been able to connect before virtually. So all Saber members have access to join different chapter meetings and different research committee meetings from across the country. It doesn't matter if you're not a member of the Halsey Hall Committee in Minnesota, you can join their chapter meeting if they've got a speaker that you find interesting or a topic that you're interested in. So you can look at all of these upcoming meetings and see what's going on. We usually like to call one out here at the top is kind of like our meeting of the week. So you can see kind of what other chapters have going on. And like I said, these are all available to every member to join virtually. Keep scrolling down. There's another shout out to the Sabercast. New biographies published in our Saber Bio project, which we'll talk about in a second. And then a lot of good stuff. Here's a great reading list of, I went too far. Welcome new members. Let me know if you see yourself. And then down at the bottom is a great reading list of basically articles that are published in a given week by and about Saber members. So you can kind of see the breadth and the depth of some of our members across the country. Some of these names I'm sure you all recognize as some of the preeminent authors in sports writers in baseball. Jason Stark, Tyler Kepner, some of these folks, but all Saber members, but great articles there. So that's just kind of an idea of what you'll get every week delivered in your inbox with this Week in Saber newsletter. So if you read that, you'll be in good shape. You should have a decent pulse on what's going on in Saber. But like I said, anytime you have questions, we're always here to help. The next thing we're going to talk about, and let's go back out to the homepage, excuse me, is one of the best benefits about your Saber membership is our digital library, where you can download over 75 books for free as ebooks and electronic editions, and get a discount of 50% off if you want a paperback version of that book. So let's tour that section now. So if you go to publications right here on the homepage, that'll bring up the Saber Digital Library. And you can see our entire collection of books available to Saber members. So right now it'll feature our newest book. So we just put out on Jackie Robinson Day back on April 15th, this great collection called Perspectives on 42 about Jackie Robinson with a number of great Sabre authors. This book right now is, like all of our books in our e-library, available for you to download for free as an electronic book, and you can save 50% on the paperback version if you wanted to do that. Let's go back up here. You can click on more titles and you can see all the books that you have available to you. We probably have a book for every team and every aspect, but we'll scroll down and kind of just look at some of the ones we have here and then give you an example of how to download a free book. So, okay. I think I heard we had a Mets fan, so let's click on this book, Metrospectives, a collection of greatest games in New York Mets history. Does not include the rat and raccoon fiasco, but was published before then. But we'll dive into it nonetheless. So once you click on a book, you'll see
Really good.
you'll see down here, Sabre members, get this ebook for free. That's your cue. That's you, Sabre member. So you can click on this ebook link right here. It'll pull up our online store, and there's a bunch of different versions of an electronic version that you'd like of books that you can get. If you just want to, if you've got a Kindle, you can do that, or if you just want a simple PDF, you're going to read it on your computer or your desktop, you can just view that. You can see that your price is $0. I'm already signed in, so just make sure you're signed in to get that discount. If for some reason it's saying a full price there, that just means that you're not signed in. So make sure you're signed in before you do that to get your $0 price. Add that item and you just check out of the store just like any other online checkout. So that's a quick summary on how to get a free book. If you combined all of the free ebooks that are available to you as a Sabre member, that's access to more than $750 worth of baseball publications. So right there and there, you're more than paying for your membership, your annual membership dues, with just the amount of publications that are available to you as a member for free right inside our digital library. Okay, cool. Next thing we're going to talk about is our research collection. So Sabre is incredibly proud of our website, and for good reason. The research collection here available on sabre.org is completely searchable, and you can find almost all of our content on a given subject in a single search. So if you're ever looking just to find something on a given player, a given game, a team, try here. You can always search the research collection right here on the masthead of the main page. That's always going to give you a good first look of what we've got available for you to read on a given topic. So that's always a good place to start. Underneath, you'll see a link here to the research collection. And this is a great section of really great content that Sabre members enjoy. So we're going to start here with this top left one. This is the Baseball Research Journal. So if we click on this, the BRJ, as we call it, the Baseball Research Journal, is Sabre's flagship publication. It's printed twice a year. Unless you have indicated otherwise, you should be mailed a physical copy of the BRJ. A lot of people either have a membership where they specify electronic receipt only, and if that's the case, then you'll get a link to download it. But here you can see we also archive all of our articles. So if you're interested in going back and reading some old articles, you can do that here. You can click on the link and just read the article archive there. And over to this side right here, archives, you can go back to 1972 of all the different baseball research journals. Another flagship publication is the National Pastime. So you click on National Pastime. This is a publication that comes out each summer that is typically revolves around the region of the country where our annual national convention is being held. Since we are not having an in-person convention this summer, we'll return to Baltimore in 2022. This summer's National Pastime will be about the future baseball according to Sabre. So it's going to be a really interesting and kind of a unique look at the future of baseball according to Sabre. Now, if you attend convention, you get a physical copy of this, but all Sabre members will get it in an extended ebook version of the National Pastime. So you can also see that we've got archives there for you to peruse. Let's go back here. All right. we're going to talk a little bit about our games project and our bio project. And Mark may be able to jump in at some point towards the end and answer some questions about the bio project, since that's his baby. But I'll try to do these justice by just explaining them quickly. I'll start with the bio project, a living, breathing project by and for Saber members that has more than 5,000. What's our total, Mark? Do you have an up-to-date total? It's way more than that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably close to 5,500 at this point, something like that.
Great. The bio project is, like I said, these are all biographies of folks in and around the game, and all of these biographies have been written by Saber members. So it's a great way, if you're interested in getting involved or writing or doing research, it's a great way to get involved. You can certainly search anybody here. We've got some kind of some recommended searches, some new bios here. But again, if you use the search function, let's search for Jackie Robinson, and you'll see that, you know, when we talk about bios, these are not just, you know, back of the card bios. These are literally, you know, as in depth as you can get on players in and around the game, and folks that are, whether it's executives, umpires, off the field personnel. But you can check out our biography on Jackie Robinson is at least, I'm on scroll number 10. So we're just scrolling. You can see how absolutely comprehensive the work, the research work of your fellow Saber members has been to compile these biographies. It's a really cool thing, and it's growing every single day. So there's always new bios to read and new things to learn about. The games project is basically the sister to the bio project, and instead of biographies, we're talking about specific games and the context of which they were played. If you click on games project, you can see we've got some suggested categories. So if you want to check out stories on all-star games or specific no-hitters have been a topic of discussion lately on what exactly constitutes a no-hitter, whether it's a 7-inning game or a 9-inning game. But you can go back to read about the first recorded no-hitter, and I'm sure at some point we'll have a Madison Bumgarner throw a 7-inning no-hit baseball. Is it a no-hitter? And we'll have a write-up on that. So again, game project, bio project are awesome resources just to learn about topics or players or teams that you might be interested in. One of the things that I'll certainly mention is that, oops, sorry, I'm clicking too fast. I'll go back to the biography project. If you're interested in contributing a biography or a story on a game, just go to the bottom of each of those pages, random down to the bottom of the pages, and there's some links down here for bio project resources, and it'll give you great frequently asked questions, research tips, style guide, things to get you started if you're interested in actually contributing to a biography. So if you do a search for, you know, somebody who doesn't have a bio, which is rare at this point, and you're like, oh, I think I'd be interested in writing about that person. Here's all the things that you need to know before embarking down that avenue, and things you need to know before you get started, and questions you might want to ask. So fun stuff to read, great stuff to look at, all available here in the research collection on the homepage. Okay, so my last section, before I run out of air, is we wanted to review some of the cool members only benefits that you can access once you're logged into your profile. So Chanel briefly touched on this, but we'll go back to this page. So you can also access your program or your profile here on the homepage. So member login, that'll take you to, once you're logged in, it'll take you to this members hub, which Chanel showed you. If you go over to the right here and you see this little module called Research Resources, and you click on that, there is a myriad of cool stuff here for you to check out, to use in your own research, or just to consume as a baseball lover. It's all fantastic stuff. The first thing that you'll see here is one of our most popular resources. And again, anything listed within this members hub is specifically and only for active Saber members. So no one else gets this. This is just for y'all. So the paper of record is the first box you'll see, which gives members access to the complete sporting news archive. So they don't obviously publish the sporting news anymore, but you can go back and read any issue of the sporting news that you'd like. So we'll click on that and kind of show you how to do that real quick. You'll see this paper record. There's a bunch of other publications in here, but you want to go to USA Missouri, which is where Sporting News was published out of St. Louis. Click on that box, and you can, start your search terms here. So I'm going to search for the 1990s Dodgers, and I'm going to search for my favorite player, who was Raul Mondesi. Don't ask me why, and we'll see what we can pull up on Raul Mondesi. Okay, see what he was doing on July 18th. Oh, these are great. So if you search terms, you'll scroll down and it'll actually highlight your search terms. So there's our boy, Raul Mondesi. Needs to be more selective. Yes, he was a free swinger. So that's a great. I see Tommy Lasorda isn't wild about rookie Raul Mondesi growing reputation as a so-called bad ball hitter. So not a lot of great things to say about my boy Raul, but he did go on to win Rookie of the Year that year. So what did they know? That's just kind of you can search for literally anything and it'll pull up the archives there for paper records. So a very cool resource. Let's go back to the researches page. And you'll see, if we start scrolling down, the immense collection of archives and guides that are available just to SABR members. You can click on all these and really get into some awesome stuff. I'll show you a couple of the more popular ones. Defensive index calculations is a great one. This is what SABR uses to help identify the Gold Glove Award winners every year. So that's a very cool resource. The 4 or more home runs in a single game archive is actually one of the most popular things on our website. So anytime somebody hits 3 home runs, somebody's going to this list looking to see who's the last guy to hit 4. So a great archive there. Keep scrolling down, a couple more popular ones. This one right here I enjoy is a guide to sabermetric research. So a lot of folks join SABR and they either want to they know the term sabermetrics and they're like, well, is SABR and sabermetrics the same thing? What's the connection between the two? And this is a great kind of primer on what sabermetrics is, how to conduct sabermetric research, and where to go if you've got questions on diving into the deep statistical analysis of the game. And then back a little bit, we'll scroll to the How to Do Baseball Research Guide, which is a comprehensive guide on, like, if you're interested in writing a book or writing an article and you want to learn how to do baseball research the SABR way, this is a great place to start. Now, all this being said, we can scroll down and just look at all these resources that are just available to SABR members. We talked about research a lot. Don't feel that means that as a SABR member, we're telling you that you have to do research, because that's not the case at all. I've never written anything about baseball or a book or an article in my life outside of my work in baseball and promoting the teams I've worked for. I am definitely more on the consumer side. I love to read. I love to see other people's work and to see what kind of detail they go into. So just remember that most of our SABR members are consumers. They love to read this stuff, but there's always the base of our SABR membership, and the core of it is the folks that research and write. And we've got a ton of resources for everybody to make that happen. So the last thing I was going to tell you guys and gals is we have one last sneak preview for you. We actually just finished wrapping this up, and soon SABR members are going to have a subscription to the newspapers.com World Collection included with your membership. So that's going to give you access to over 10,000 newspapers titles in addition to the paper of record. So we're always looking for ways to improve the value of your membership, and this is just one more benefit for you to enjoy. I think it costs somewhere around $90 to have an annual subscription with your just for newspapers.com. So again, paying for itself, paying for your membership just right there. So stay tuned for details on that. It'll probably be published on this page somewhere, but keep an eye out for the newspaper.com announcement. I am done talking now. I will stop my screen share and turn it back over to Chanel and drink some water. Thank you, guys.
See, I don't know how I can top that off because that was amazing, but I'll try. So now I want to share the events because I know we talked about it a little bit with when Scott talked about This Week in Saber, but let me share my screen. Sorry, I'm like all over. Okay, perfect. You can see this. So if we go to our main webpage, we can click on events. And here you're going to find everything. So if you're a little bit more like me that likes to plan way ahead things are going to happen, you can see when our Women in Baseball conference, when Saber Day for next year, and the Analytics Conference, which are our signature events. And you get a really great discount if you're a member. But when talking about research committees and chapter meetings, if you scroll all the way down, here you can see all the meetings that we're going to hold for the month of May. We even have some already on deck for June and July. So always go through to the events page and you're going to see that as well. And that's all I have for you guys. Let me stop my share. Stop. Perfect. Do you guys have any questions? I know we're winding down, but I wanted to open it up. We're all good. We did a great job.
Good questions. Nice. No, you guys don't want to get any questions for Mark and Allison?
I got one quick one.
Jason has a question.
Oh, if I don't see anything for the local chapters on the calendar, does that just mean they either maybe just had one or it's just going to be a while and it's just not scheduled yet?
It means that it's not scheduled yet, but because most of them are virtual, you can always jump in and register for that Zoom meeting. So don't feel like you only have to go to your designated or primary chapter meeting. You can jump in on whatever gets your,
Thanks.
Yeah, I think also I just wanted to add, you can also feel free to reach out to your chapter leader yourself. I mean, you can find the contact information on the web. Some chapters, they ebb and flow in terms of the energy, and they might take 4 months without meetings because, everybody's busy, and some of them seem to meet every month. So it's a little bit luck of the draw, but this is the time when you can say, I live everywhere, right? You might be, somebody talked me into a few months ago. Somebody said, hey, you should drop into the Chicago meeting today. And it was a Saturday, I think. And I said, all right, well, what time? And they sent me the link and I jumped in, and Ryan Sandberg showed up into the meeting. And I wouldn't have known except my friend told me to. And I said, well, why didn't you tell everyone about this? And he said, well, frankly, we weren't 100% convinced that he was going to show. He said he was going to show, but we didn't want to tell everyone he was going to show and then have him be embarrassed because something came up. So we didn't tell everyone. But then once he showed up, they said we should have told everyone that he was going to show up. But it was fantastic. So you never know.
Yeah, I would reiterate what Mark said is just take this time to go to chapter meetings. I mean, I'm signed up. Chanel was going through that starting next month. Janet Marie Smith is talking, and I'm already signed up. It's on my calendar in 4 different places, and I am not missing that. So, take advantage of this. There's cool stuff going on. We have, not to plug St. Louis, but we have Dan Evans, who was the former general manager of the Dodgers as well as with the White Sox. He's going to talk at our meeting Monday night. There's just a lot of cool speakers out there, and this is a great time to jump around. I know our chapter is not great. I'm not on the leadership, and we have everything scheduled out, but we're not great at necessarily getting stuff out in advance. So definitely, reach out to your chapter and say, hey, what's going on? Do you have a calendar that says when the meetings are? And like Mark said, they may not meet every month. They may meet twice a year, but they probably know when they're going to meet.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark and Allison. And that reminds me, one of the events that we haven't really fleshed out details and announced yet, is we're actually, since we're not having an in-person convention this summer, and this year is Saber's 50th anniversary, which is obviously a big milestone to celebrate. We are actually getting ready to announce details of an event we're calling the Summer of Saber, our Golden Celebration Series. So keep an eye out for that. This is talking about cool speakers and panels and presentations. We're actually going to have over 3 different weekends in June, July, and August. So it'll be going on all summer long. Really exploring a wide range of topics around the game. So that's going to be our next big kind of national event, and they're all virtual, so anybody can attend from anywhere. So keep an eye out for that. We should have an announcement here probably within the week, I would say. So just keep an eye out for the Summer of Saber Golden Celebration Series news. Another great event that all you got to do is register for it, and you're in. You don't have to move a muscle. You can just enjoy it from the comfort of your home and just watch some really great baseball programming.
Just to clarify, you guys were saying too.
Have time for one more.
Oh, let's go with Rob. Let's go to Rob.
All right, real quick, just a simple thing, just to clarify. So like I've got the calendar up here on my computer, and I just was randomly clicking on meeting stuff that's coming up. Now, I'm in South Carolina, but like the Vermont chapter got Dan Henry coming up. Well, actually, I think it was yesterday. But assuming, let's say that was next week, I can join.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to check.
I'm actually in the Connecticut chapter and was invited to that Vermont meeting. I unfortunately didn't get to go, but you can also, a lot of these chapter meetings are recorded and placed on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Which is fantastic. You can sit down there and watch these meetings that you miss, and you learn a lot. You get a lot out of them. You can time shift your enjoyment of it all.
Awesome. I think there was one more question out there.
Question? Go ahead.
Yeah, Ken Rosenblum here. Thank you. Does Saber offer any kind of online forum, either in the form of a Facebook group or within the Saber website, where if I have a research question or need some guidance, I can throw a question up and take advantage of the hive mind or the experts who might be able to give me a little guidance?
Yeah, and I'll give. Oh, sorry. I'll give my answer, and then like Bruce or Mark or Allison can jump in. A great place to start is by looking up our research committees. If you've got a specific topic that might fall into one of those research committees, and you can contact all of those folks and ask them your question. We also have, we do have a Facebook page. We also have Saber Groups, which is basically a group discussion that you can join to ask questions. We have Saber L, which is our listserv email discussion that's going on every day. So there's a lot of resources. Reach out to us. You can always reach out to us individually if you have a specific question, but those are great resources if you just want to look, if you're just looking for a place to be like, here's my question, can someone help me? Those are good options. Mark or Allison or Bruce, is that, you got any other suggestions there?
I was going to suggest the online community to get involved, and there's I've met a lot of people from that feed very recently. And you're finding that people are getting more and more involved on it. I think that is going to flush out and become a very big place for those of us who are, we're scattered to the winds. I saw one new member from Glasgow last week. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chanel. And how are they going to meet anyone? That forum. I think that's a great place for everybody to start.
Yeah, I think they're all saying sort of pick your weapon of choice, where you're most comfortable. For me, that's Twitter. If I have a question, at the Saber account is SABR, and our manager will retweet it, will, share it, and I'll get answers immediately. I did a survey for a big project I'm working on, and it got shared, widely through all of these networks. So, pick your weapon of choice, and where you're most comfortable, go there. We all have our favorites, but there's, no matter which one you go to, there's somebody there who wants to help and will help.
Awesome. Well, unless anyone has any other questions, we just wanted to, again, thank you for joining Sabre. If you're new, fantastic. If you're returning after a long layoff, welcome back. We are happy and lucky to have you. And if there's anything that Chanel or myself can do for you, or any of our staff or any of the board, feel free to reach out. We're here for you. And we just want to celebrate this game with you and enjoy our passion together. So thanks for being here, and let us know if there's anything we can do for you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.
See y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for doing this. I
No, you're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Hi, Chanel.
Thank
Hi.
you guys.
Molly.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you. I get to listen in on the side.